Greetings, Wambui Bahati here. This is the third in a series of videos that I've decided to do about crafting. I love crafting. I love making things, so I decided to make some videos with me sharing some of the projects that I'm working on or that I have made and tell you how I made them with the hopes of encouraging you to perhaps check out the world of crafting for yourself. I do believe that crafting is one of the best forms of meditation that there is. I mean, you just leave this world and you just go away, and when your hands are busy and you're being creative, time just flies, and when you come back into this world, you have something wonderful to show, or you at least can say, I had a wonderful time making this, the thing that I have. And so today what I want to do is show you some of the cards that I've made over the past few days, and then I want to demonstrate my Cricut Explorer machine, my Cricut die cutting machine, which I just think is wonderful. I won't have time to tell you everything about it because there's so much to tell, but I do want to share with you how it works so you can kind of see it in action if you have never seen it in action before. And so some of the cards that I made over the past, well, here's one. In fact, on the last video, I showed you this and it was just a lacy cutout, you know, and then I've gone ahead and finished the card, put a lining in it, put a little sentiment, stamp some sentiments there. This is like a friendship card. And then I did this one right here, which is the same pattern, and this one is made this one a thank you card, but it's the same pattern, that same lacy cutout that was done on the Cricut. And these cards, of course, can be used for almost any occasion. These cards are 5.5 by 4.25, but you can make them larger or smaller as your heart desires. These cards, all the cards that I made, these three anyway, are made with close to my heart cardstock and papers. I am a close to my heart consultant and I'm very proud to be one. I don't use their products exclusively, but I do use their products mostly. And so these are all their papers and cardstock. And this card right here, I call it the Umbrella Hugs card because it says, here's a hug is cut out there. This was all cut on the Cricut machine. And there's a panel here that was folding out, and a lot of people they were doing it with the panel out, so it became like a trifold card. But I glued that panel down because I just like the card like that. And then these little dots right here are actually dots that were left on the mat after when this umbrella was cut out, and I scraped the dots up and glued those dots individually right here on the card. So, and then I had a lot of fun one night playing around with a close to my heart Workshops on the Go package that featured a birthday cards. And the package you can make 15 cards. It's for a workshop, but I just figured if you sit down yourself and you make all the cards in the Workshop on the Go package, you'll end up with 15 cards. And then when someone has a birthday, you have already made the cards, and so you would just go get a card and you'd have the cards finished. So these are some cards that I made that night with my Workshop on the Go. And it comes with everything. The papers, the only thing it doesn't come with is the stamps, the ink, the stamps, and the adhesives. But it comes with the papers, it comes with the little embellishments. It actually comes with the stamp, with the acrylic stamp. It just doesn't come with the ink pad or the ink, but it actually comes with stamps. These cupcake stamps and the balloons and the candles, the birthday cake, all this was in a set that came with this. This was under $30. So you get 15 cards, a stamp set, and it comes with all the paper that you need, and it tells you, it's like a road map telling you what paper goes where and just how to put them together. So that's something to keep in mind too. And now I'm going to show you the Explorer. Now, it may sound like I'm doing a commercial for this Explorer. I'm not really. I do get incentives for endorsing it, but I was going to endorse it anyway. But then I found out there were incentives. So I said, well, why not get incentives? And I'm going to be talking about this machine anyway because I just love it. So I'm going to fix my camera so that we can see my machine. Okay, so I think that's going to be good. All right, so what I'm going to do is open it up, turn it on, and I'm going to open it up. And just the opening, just how it opens is cool to me. And now I'm going to just for a minute put the camera over here on my computer. My computer went to sleep. Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm going to put it over here on my computer now so you can see what's on the screen. And what we have on the screen is a card which is similar to the cards that I just showed you that has the very intricate lacy cutout. And so we're going to make this card, cut out this card right here today using the machine. So what I'm going to do is back this up a little bit so we can see the computer and the machine a little bit. And this is the mat. I'm going to put this paper, we're going to cut it out. On the screen is purple, but you can actually change it to any color that you want to change it to. That helps you see better what the designs that you're trying to make. So let's say it's purple, but we want to make it green for our purposes, or jade. So now we have it jade. And so I'm going to put the paper to this mat. This mat is kind of sticky, so it holds the paper in place so the paper doesn't slide all over it everywhere when you're trying to cut something. So I'm putting the paper on the mat here. And then I'm going to load the paper right here into the machine. Just load it like that. And one of the things that I'm going to do is, I'm going to wait for it to tell me, but I'm going to need, it's also going to score the card so that you know exactly where to fold it. So I'm going to just hit go. Right now, I'm not telling you everything about and intricate details about the Explorer, but I just wanted you to get an idea, for those of you who didn't have an idea, of exactly a little bit about how this machine works, because it is just fabulous. So right now we have, this is how the card is laid out on the screen, and that's how it's going to cut it right here on this mat. So I'm going to, and right here is telling me there's a scissors meaning cut, and there's a little picture of a stylus. And that means it needs for me to load. It's going to cut it, but it's also going to use the stylus to score it right down the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and hit go so we can make this card real fast. And I have my machine set on cardstock because this is what we're using. We're using a cardstock here to make this card. And I don't have it actually hooked up to the computer because I am using Bluetooth, so it's not hooked up to the computer. Okay, so what this little light is telling me, and is telling me on the screen, is to hit this and go ahead and load the mat. So it kind of like walks you through everything so that it makes it very simple for you. Okay, so we loaded the mat, and now it's saying, please load the scoring stylus. So we're going to put the stylus in here so that it will score the card for us, and we will have the folding line exactly in the right place as a guide when we're ready to fold. And now it's saying, go ahead and hit go. So we're going to hit go, and so that's all I have to do. I can just sit back now, and this little machine is going to cut the card for me and cut out all those little lacy, intricate little things there. Now, there may come a point where after a while, after the initial fascination, it may be like, you know, watching paint dry. So I may speed up the video just a little bit, but it does do it very quickly, but I don't want to take up the whole video having you just watch. But look at that go. I mean, that is like, it's just working. It's just doing all the work. And it just makes everything look really beautiful and neat and professional. In fact, these machines are used by many professionals who are professional hobbyists. Well, I guess you can't be a professional hobbyist. It's like a professional college student, professional crafter, and these machines are just priceless, and they're not very expensive. You're looking at around $260 for a machine, and they often have specials where, you know, for like around $300 you get the machine and, you know, all the accessories that go with it. But they're not very pricey at all for the things that they can do and for the time that they can save, because we're talking about invitations. Well, we talked about greeting cards, but we're also talking about invitations. We're talking about decorations. We're talking about this machine. I've also used this machine when I was decorating, when I was doing t-shirts, to cut out vinyl to put on t-shirts. And I'll show you that also one day when I will make a t-shirt sometime really soon, and I'll show you how that works. But this machine can cut fabric, it can cut cardstock, paper, leather, it can cut some chipboard. It's just a real workhorse of a machine. For the money, I think that you really get something that's really special. So while this is cutting, I was talking about my fingers. I have crafter's nails, so don't judge me by how my nails look. I just get so involved in the glue and the paint and all the things that go along with creating that my nails get neglected a lot. But also the cold. I got caught in that storm Saturday. Well, I didn't get caught in it. One of the things that I do is I do help with assisted listening in Broadway theater. So I was assigned to work two shows on Saturday when the storm came in. And I fought my way through the storm to the theater, and it was only after I arrived at the theater that I found out that they announced that the shows were canceled. So then I fought my way back home. It wasn't that the snow was, well, here's the thing. It wasn't snowflakes. That's the thing that was not so good about being in the storm. To me, it was not snowflakes. It was snow ice. It was little pellets of ice hitting you in the face, and it was very windy. In fact, I had an umbrella that I was trying to protect myself with, and the wind just took my little umbrella away. It just destroyed that little thing. So, okay, I'm just rambling now as we have the time passed here. But I think we have come to the end, and we have a beautiful, magnificent card. That didn't take too long, did it? Okay, so now it's telling me to unload the mat by pressing this little flashing light right here. And so I'm going to unload the mat. And now this is miraculous. I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to show you this. Watch. Now that's the mat. But here's the card. Isn't that something? Here's the card. And it has a score line right here so we can see where the folded card. I have my scoring tool. I have this. What is that? And so we're just going to go ahead and underline. It has a score line, so it's very easy to know where to fold it. Oh, I just need to tell it finished, so it'll stop flashing that we're finished. Okay. And I made this card 5x7, and I need my little tool to help me get that better. But Look at that. So that's it. This beautiful card in a few minutes, cut so clean and professionally. Can you imagine if you had to cut that out yourself, how long that would take and how tedious that would be? But we have this beautiful card, and it did all the work. The machine did all the work while I was sitting here running my mouth. So thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.